stood out when you're on the sideline? You're like, okay, we got to fix that.
And they were pretty good too. I'll find something to pick on.
Coach, on D'Anthony's punt return, is that one of those no, yes deals, or does he kind of have the green light to do that as long as it's not, like inside 10?
He's, still learning about the decision-making process back there. I think that one was okay. There's a couple others that he's fielded like that during the year that it's not okay. But, he has a little bit of leeway just because of his ability once he gets it in his hands. He's just a special player. That's not coaching. He brings a smile to your face. He's fun to watch. There's not a lot of guys that when you get a chance to coach, you kind of just sit back and marvel at him. He's one of those guys that he can field as many punts as he wants if he keeps it high.
Any other questions, guys? Really?
Okay. Did you watch that game?
Coach, I know that the ultimate goal is to get the win, but what's the decision-making process on your end to get the ones and the twos enough to work in a game like this where you score a lot of points? Do you want to get them out early to protect them from injury, or what's your decision-making process there?
We're just trying to figure out when we feel like we have the game in hand, and we have a lot of kids that practice extremely hard and that they deserve to play. We constantly rotate a lot of guys just to begin with. We're playing a lot of guys, what we consider our ones. There's a lot of guys we consider our ones just because of the depth that we have in this team. But we got a bunch of guys that practice extremely hard. And we don't talk about this being a dictatorship or democracy. It's a meritocracy. You merit playing time and by what your performance is during the week, then you're going to get the game. And so we don't flinch from it up. I think we were subbing in the middle of the second quarter, making sure that those guys get a chance because down the road in a game or two, someone may get nicked up and those kids got to play. And you don't want to throw a kid out there in game 9. You're like, I wish I could have got him some experience earlier. But we got a confident group of guys because they've been through a lot of things. A lot of kids have taken a lot of snaps so far, and we really believe that will pay dividends to us as we keep going down the season. It's still a long season. We've got 4 more games left in the regular season. We're guaranteed a bowl game at least right now, so we got to just keep plugging on it.
D'Anthony's been relatively quiet in Pac-12 play. What does this kind of seem to explode this game? Just with a bunch of runs and that punt return. What is his inclusion to the offense mean? He's a diversity.
It makes us a lot better, But it wasn't, I think some other teams have done a decent job of defending him. It wasn't like we did not, try to get him the ball or get the ball in his hands. In some of those other games, but I'll give the other teams we're playing credit because they did a good job of tackling him in open spaces, and he's been a play away, kind of just like one guy away from doing what we kind of consider he should do. But I think when you have somebody like him, I think we all get spoiled that every time he touches the ball, he should have a 35-yard run or a touchdown. But he's been a part of our game plan. He'll continue to be a part of our game plan. But I just think it's some days one guy is the guy, other times other guys are the guy. And that's the good thing about this team is we have more than one player, and it's not totally relying on one guy. It's a whole group of guys, and that's what makes us the tough team to defend. I thought Josh Huff had a really good day today. There's games where sometimes Josh isn't targeted as much, but the defense is going to try to take away the run a little bit more than our receivers are going to open up things. And I think you got a quarterback that's a really good decision maker, and he understands how defenses are trying to defend us and make sure that the ball's in the right guy's hands.
As you've been going through the season week to week, you may not be aware of this, but a lot of people outside this program are really eagerly anticipating Oregon USC. At what point?
I'm aware of that. We have an approach, but it's not like I live in a box. I know it's November 3rd. I know we play Cal at Cal after that. Stanford comes over the 17th. Civil War's on the 24th. I know the schedule.
But do you give yourself like a 24-hour rule here? At what point do you really turn your attention to SC?
It's a normal game tomorrow. We'll break down their film just like we normally do on a normal Sunday process. So the process is the same. But
what is that process for people?
Sunday we come in. We'll be in tomorrow morning early, and we'll grade this film from the day before. And after we're done grading that film, then we start to go through, however many games, the 8 games that USC's played, and watch them from that standpoint. Then sit down and watch them from a cut-up standpoint. And, I'll have a press conference due at 4:45 on the dot. We'll come back out of that, start to meet offensively, stay here till about 11, go home for a little bit, get to sleep, get up the next day. We'll probably come in around 6:30. I'm gonna get a bagel over there. We keep going, but it's the same schedule.
You talk always about your players looking forward to the challenge. How much are you looking forward to the USC challenge?
I'm excited. It's the only game we got next week, so I'm gonna focus on that one.
Are the bagels here as good as they are in the Northeast?
That's no. I mean, you go to New York City, it's a real deal. They're as good as they are in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I'll tell you that.
Chip, Brian Bennett, has had not the most consistent season up to this point, but a really strong game out of him today. What did you see out of his effort?
Brian did a really nice job, made some really, really good decisions out there. Sometimes it's hard when Brian gets in there at times because there's not the people that he works with all the time, and it's kind of maybe some different receivers that he doesn't have the same timing with, or different group up front. But I thought he really managed the game, and I'm really, really pleased with how Brian played today.